We have some big news about Hunter Biden. A few years ago, he rented a mansion in Venice Beach, California from a principal of Sequoia Capital. Sequoia Capital is a venture capital firm in Menlo Park, and they got caught up in the FTX scam. The owner of the mansion claims that Hunter Biden owes him more than $300,000 in unpaid rent. He also claims that Hunter Biden offered to pay him the back rent in art. This was very special art. This was art that Hunter Biden created with his own feces.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. I mean, again, it's all about the contrast.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
The latest attack has been that Joe Biden has politicized and weaponized the DOJ, right? That was the whole argument around Donald Trump's conviction. And this week, of course, Hunter Biden was found guilty, and Joe Biden has very clearly said he would not pardon his son, he would not commute his sentence. How stark is this difference? I mean, how can Republicans keep making this argument now that Joe Biden has really put it out there?
The other story about Hunter Biden is that he was pardoned by Joe Biden for any and all crimes dating back 10 years, which technically makes him above the law. I don't care about the politics of this. The blue team is partly right that the only reason Hunter Biden was prosecuted is because his last name is Biden. However, the other reason he was prosecuted is because Joe Biden went after Trump with cases that everyone could see were bullshit. Thus, the missing fact in this story is that because Hunter Biden's last name is Biden, he was only prosecuted for chicken shit. It's probably not constitutional to deny someone who uses drugs a firearm. And his tax case probably did not involve any criminal intent. Most of the time, these problems are resolved with a payment of the back taxes plus interest and penalties. But because his last name is Biden, Hunter Biden got a pass on the really nasty shit he was into, including all kinds of bribery, money laundering, and sex crimes. News costs a lot of money. You need investigators, researchers, writers, photographers, editors, and support supplies and facilities. Classified advertising used to pay for a lot of this, but this was killed off by Craigslist, and between that and the internet, the money for news has dried up. As we know, real news reporting has been getting progressively worse, so that now it's nearly non-existent. Elon Musk claims that we are all the media now. This is not a new idea, and there is some merit in it. However, people gossiping on the internet or even posting long, well-informed opinions is not the same thing as reporting information important to the public discourse in the democratic process. There's a story going around Twitter that Alejandro Mayorkas is negotiating an immunity deal for his activities as Secretary of Homeland Security. He's responsible for the chaos at the border, and it looks like it was all on purpose. Worse than this, it looks like it has a nefarious motive. The most difficult part of a war is getting the soldiers into place. Munitions, supplies, and transportation are all relatively easy in comparison. Mayorkas has facilitated the staging of tens of thousands of fighting-age men on U.S. soil. It probably would not be difficult to prove that he has given aid and comfort to our enemies. This is treason, and it is punishable by death. Furthermore, if we think about it, we can probably find probable cause for several other crimes, including lying to Congress. The point being that this rumor may or may not be true, which is emblematic of the financial realities of the news business and of a genuine flaw in our democracy, to wit, a lack of reliable information. Meanwhile, there's a new sheriff at the border.
If in, say, California, a criminal migrant is in jail and ICE refuses to, or refuse access for ICE to go get him, what will you do?
It depends what actions they take. They can simply not help us, but I've been clear in the last couple of weeks. There are a couple of statutes in federal law they need to look at, make sure you don't cross a line. One, if you knowingly harbor or conceal an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony. Number two, if you impede a law enforcement officer in the performance of his duties, that is also a felony. So they cannot help. That's their choice. but don't cross that line because there will be consequences.